Disciplines. I'm doing a 72-hour fast today, guys. That's what I'm going to talk to you about today. And I'm going to use this story to help you guys with your discipline, okay? Like, how many of you guys, when you look at somebody that is more successful, somebody that is ahead of you in life, right? What's the separator? The separator is that they've been more disciplined. They've stayed on the path longer. They've worked harder. They've taken less days off. They've committed to the one path for a longer period of time. You know, most people, what they do is they start off on a path, and then once it gets difficult or it's not what they thought it was going to be, they switch gears and they go to a different path. And then they spend years jumping from one path to the next. Man, I did that shit. I have been that way. So if we can really just lock in your guys' discipline, not only will you feel good like immediately, but you'll actually get where you're trying to go. You know, and I think that I've coached hundreds of people at this point, if not over 1,000. I mean, between free coaching calls, clients, I mean, it's definitely in the thousands with if you include all the free shit that I've done. But my point is that when I first started off on coaching, and then I'll get into the 72-hour fast here. When I first got into coaching, I was teaching people a lot about like how to get results in their life, right? I was teaching them how to overcome like fear and grow their businesses. I was teaching them how to be more influential and grow their businesses. I was also teaching people how to create their little side hustle while they were in their 9-to-5. I taught people, I taught people all kinds of shit. I taught them like how to accomplish their goals, right? I taught them how to like get clear about what are the goals that are going to make them the most happy and fulfilled so they can actually feel good about their life and where it's going. And sometimes these people, they wanted money, sometimes they wanted better relationships, sometimes they wanted accomplish some physical goal. And I did this for a while, and I learned that I could help them get the result. I could teach them my strategy. I could help them with achievement. But for some reason, when I stopped working with them, they would not keep on the path. They would fall. They would fail. And I was like, well, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is it? Or I'd teach them the strategy, and it's like, they would do it for a little while, but then they couldn't keep it going. They couldn't keep the results coming. They could make more money in their business, but it would plateau still. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Is it my coaching? And I realized that the missing ingredient, and also at the same time, there was people coming into my program that just like couldn't execute. They just couldn't do the strategy I was giving them. I was like, hey, here's how you grow your company with leadership. This is how you like influence others. This is how you overcome your fear, procrastination. This is how you do it, and this is how you establish work-life balance. You know, and I'm like, this is the process. This is the strategy. This is how you do it. This is how you get more time with your wife. And it was like, man, these people could not get the result. And I was like, well, what the fuck, man? The people I'm not working with, some of these people can't continue to get results, and these other people, they can't even like implement the strategy I'm giving them. And it occurred to me that the number one missing ingredient that I wasn't teaching them was personal development and discipline. I wasn't teaching them how to be internally driven. I wasn't teaching them how to not give a fuck what anybody thinks and to perform when nobody's watching. You know, when I was in regiment, they hired guys that were self-starters, guys that were internally driven. And over the years, for myself, I started off being externally driven, and then I turned into being I started off being externally driven, and then I turned into being internally driven. So I had to teach them. I learned I had to teach them discipline, because without discipline, you're nothing. You can't, like, what the fuck are you going to get done if you don't have discipline? If you can't get yourself out of bed on time, if you can't get yourself to work out, eat right, control what you put in your mouth, control what you say with your mouth. Like, controlling your tongue is a form of discipline. Controlling your sexual urges is a form of discipline. Like, who are you if you have no fucking self-control? So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I started implementing a program to teach people more discipline. By the way, you guys can, I have a free guide, a discipline guide that you guys can download that covers some of the things that I teach my clients to help you guys with your discipline. It's in the link in most of these YouTube videos. Okay, so that leads me to what I'm doing now, this 72-hour challenge. So I started teaching my clients discipline, right? And I'm always looking for ways to strengthen my self-discipline, because I know that's the separator in life. The more I can sacrifice, invest, the more I'm willing to give up and do. I don't have to do 20-hour days. I just need to, year over year, have more discipline than the next person. So I got this idea to do a 72-hour fast from a friend of mine. You guys will see Claudia Galdelda. She's a former UFC fighter, fucking world champion in jiu-jitsu, executive and UFC executive, got a degree in law. She's a killer. She's like one of the top women in the UFC of all time. And point is that she did this 72-hour fast. And the reason she did it was because Dana White came in and was talking about it one day, and she works alongside Dana White. So she called me, or I was visiting her, and she told me about it, and then we talked the other day. And I got inspired. I was like, this is up my alley. I need to be challenged. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this 72-hour fast, 72-hour challenge. And I'm going to do it to grow closer, strengthen my connection to God, to gain massive amount of clarity on who I'm becoming and where I'm going in life, and to build my fucking discipline. So the rules of the game are that you cannot eat. You just drink water. You can do black coffee. I did an espresso. But you don't eat. And, you know, I'm on hour 16. Basically, I started at 7 p.m. Thursday night, and it's 11 a.m. Friday. So, yeah, about 17 hours or so. And I started getting, my first meal is at like 6 a.m., guys, because I get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30. And anyway, so I'm like 5 hours past my first meal, and I already feel it, man. I felt the hunger, I feel the focus, and I can feel the challenge of not eating, but I also am excited because it's challenging, if that makes sense. So I'm going to keep you guys posted. I will finish this 72-hour fast on Sunday night at 7, which means Monday when the video comes out, you guys will have an updated video for me on the 72-hour challenge. If you guys want to jump in, if you see this video today, you can message me on Instagram and message me 72, and I'll bring you into a group chat that I've got with a small group of people that are doing it. But my whole point is that this is the lesson about discipline, okay? People say this shit all the time. They quote Mike Tyson, right? They're like, discipline is doing what you hate to do and acting as if you love it. No. Discipline, I mean, that's true, but discipline to me, okay, it's my opinion. I'm not saying Mike Tyson's wrong. I'm saying my opinion. My opinion is that discipline is correcting yourself when you want to step off the path. It's holding yourself accountable to the path. It's like true discipline is not doing things. True discipline is correcting yourself when you don't want to do the things. Okay? And so the 72-hour fast is a great way to build discipline, because the whole time you're correcting yourself from eating when you know you're not supposed to. And that's how discipline is built. It's correcting yourself. This is coming from a guy who's journaled every day for, I think, over 7 years now at this point, maybe 6, something like that. And he's drank a gallon of water every single day for 3 years. I mean, dude, when I do something, I have never missed an Instagram post since I committed to posting it. So, I mean, my point is that I'm a very disciplined guy, and I wasn't always like this. I used to be the guy that would sleep in till like noon, didn't give a shit what time I woke up. I was a quitter in life, but I turned myself around. I went from quitter to 1%er. And you guys can too if you focus on building your discipline. All right, that's my message for you. Remember what I said. Discipline is not doing things. Discipline is correcting yourself when you don't want to do the things. I love you guys. If you have questions about the 72-hour fast, drop them down below so I know what to do, what I should talk about on the video that I put out on Monday after this is all over. Wish me luck. If you guys want in, hit me on Instagram. Love you all. Conquer all.